This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What is up, my dudes? This is Trent here with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. I am joined by Phill, Jordan, and producer Seth running the cameras. He's not in the back. He's actually alongside us now. Got a little different setup here in the Dude Den tonight. And I think it's safe to say we are the hottest pod in America again. Hottest fantasy pod in America. The garage is cooking. We got a nice, it's a little hotter under these lights we got in here. You might want to check it out. And
we're heating up. We had like a spicy conversation before the pads.
Phill and Jordan have been fighting verbally for the last 15 minutes, and I don't think we can talk about what they've been fighting about. Anyways, before we get into our first round mock draft and some draft predictions, let me kick it over to my dudes. Phill, how was your weekend, man? You hanging in there?
Yeah, it was good. I had a really good weekend. Good weekend overall. Sorry, you can leave this in the pod. Can you guys hear me? I feel like my audio is not... Trent, is my audio
I can
all right?
hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Unfortunately. I had a good weekend. I actually felt like
better,
it's a
Phill?
little bit better.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
it's probably just in my headphones. I had a really good weekend. Dude Nation actually showed out for me. You guys were trying to ostracize me for saying that I would get a Tacoma with unlimited money. And I would say like a good deal of Twitter, a good deal of Instagram. And I got to give a shout out to a friend of the pod, Andrew Marquez. I have been getting just text messages. Basically, people are reaching out to me and being like, hey, that was a good take. And everyone else was just a bad take in terms of the types of truck. Like, I don't think you guys understand that, like, people live and grind out on the Tacoma life. Like, that's a big part of America. And I think you guys are looking down on those folks a little bit too much.
Let me stop you here.
Hold on. Do you ever wonder, like, maybe you just had like a somewhat, your takes are so bad all the time, you had like a somewhat decent take, and then people are like, man, I got to support Phill because his is somewhat decent.
Well, they're up in arms.
It's not even that a decent take. It's the clip that most people mostly saw that we were hating on Tacomas, when that's not necessarily true. I actually think it's a decent truck. But the premise of the question was, if you had as much money as you wanted, what kind of truck
Unlimited
would you buy?
money.
And I just said, why would you buy a Tacoma when you have all the money to buy? Like, to buy a truck, you wouldn't buy a Tacoma.
I
then
would.
it finally went down to Phil started defending like the Yoda Bros. The Yoda Bros come after me. Outside of the pod, I'm hearing people don't hate on Toyotas, and I'm like,
did people come
I
after
don't
you?
not like.
Seth had an altercation with one of the kids' coach. One of the kids he coaches' parents came after him. He said, "Don't ever put Toyota's name in your mouth again."
Yeah, it's because Seth had a bad take. I mean, he was going hard at Toyotas, and
It was not a bad take. It was just, why would you want a Tacoma if you had all the money to spend?
Everyone's like, well, you understand
I don't
how
hate Tacomas. I would drive one if I made sense for me, but it doesn't. So, but the thing is, if I had all the money to spend, I'm not buying a Tacoma.
Yeah,
or Toyota for what it's worth.
true. And
I'm not talking about a Honda Ridgeline here. Like, we're acting like I'm talking about a Honda Ridgeline or like one of those Jeep trucks. Like, we're talking about a Toyota Tacoma.
Did Seth just say he's too rich for a Tacoma? Is that what you just said?
No,
Tacomas are actually kind of
if I drove a Tacoma,
He said if I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't drive a Tacoma. And he just said it doesn't make sense for me to drive a Tacoma.
Yeah.
I said it doesn't make sense for me to drive a Tacoma for what I do.
Hashtag too rich.
I understood what you were saying.
No, let him explain. Let's hear it. Seth, what are you saying?
Phill,
What's okay is these guys can drive their cars. We'll drive our trucks.
Thank you, Seth. Air knuck across the table.
Blocked.
Okay.
No. The Toyota Tacoma is a good truck. Trent lives in a fantasy land where only people drive Dodge pickups. And I'm living in the life of luxury of a full-size cab Toyota Tacoma. That's all I have to say. 4x4 and lifted a little bit, and that's the truck of my dreams.
Everybody was saying, here's the deal, Phill. Everyone was saying, like, no, Toyota's so reliable, they drive forever, and all this stuff. Like, I understand that. But if you have all the money in the world, you're probably not worrying about getting your vehicle some maintenance, changing the oil.
No, actually, if you have all the money in the world and you're traveling across the nation, you don't want that truck breaking down in the middle of the United States. Would you agree with me a little bit?
I really don't care about this topic at all. Like,
I think the highest end trucks are just as good as Tacoma.
No, better. Anyways,
life-wise. Toyota Bros come at me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anyways,
keep driving your two-wheel drive lifted truck.
4-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure your mom car's 2-wheel drive, Phill.
Are you talking about my tricked out minivan? No, it's all-wheel, baby.
The one that says ice cream on the side?
Oh, no. Hey, here's the deal. Yeah, weekend was good. I had the dudes over for some playoff hockey. That was fun. Watched some Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Seth didn't show up. I don't know what he was doing. Probably
I don't remember what night that was.
it was Thursday night. All the dudes got together. Anyone listening to this would have came at the drop of a bucket to that, playoff hockey.
He's
Also,
probably
Seth
in
said-
hiding from his bad
He
Tacoma
had a really
tape.
weird text said, "I'm unavailable." What does that even mean? I'm unavailable.
That's one of those like
Let me go
shortcut
back and
messages
let
or
me
something
look
like-
at it real quick, and maybe I can try to remember what I was doing.
He just said, "I'm unavailable."
Yeah, he said I'm unavailable.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't sound very right. So let me find out.
Like, I don't know. It's like your wife sent that text or something.
Yeah, she didn't
She
want you
sent
to-
it for you, so you never knew.
But
It's possible.
anyways, Phil,
I'm just glad I told you about the Golden Knights. We're huge Knight fans now.
huge Knight fans. Yeah.
Name a player on the Knights. Phil.
Alec Martinez, defender.
quick.
He went to the Kings. He was on the Kings. He has, I think, 2 Stanley Cup championships with the Kings. He's a defender on the Knights now. So yeah, no, he's a beast. Speaking of trophies, speaking of Stanley Cup trophies, it'd be pretty sweet to have a Stanley Cup similar to a Stanley Cup
Similar?
type trophy, right?
Yeah,
It'd
Lord
be-
Stanley.
We have some hockey fans who play
do,
fantasy
yeah,
football.
yeah.
We have a good buddy Steve who plays fantasy football, huge hockey fan. So I don't know if they have a Stanley Cup lookalike, although that would be kind of cool. A lot of people like the Stanley Cup because you could pour beverages in it and then
Yeah.
kind of drink out of them.
It's true.
But I will say, Trophy Smack has a variety of different trophies, belts, and different things that you can use to make your fantasy league much more enjoyable. You can't print off your group chats. You can't talk smack all season long if you're not together. But what you can do is you can see your trophy every single day in your office, in your car, wherever you like to put it. TrophySmack.com/dudes. Am I wrong there? For
No, you're
15%
good.
off.
You're good.
TrophySmack.com/dudes for 15% off.
And I finally ordered the trophy for our Dynasty League. So, Seth, it's actually a belt that'll be coming here in a few days. Probably, next, our NFL draft recap. Seth will probably have that belt on. I don't know how you'll wear it. Will you wear it like a bandolier around your shoulder?
I might, maybe. Yeah, that's probably the
Are
best
you
way
going
to
to
wear
stand
it.
the whole pod?
Heck no.
How
way.
big is it? Do you know? Is it like a WWE belt?
It's like a WWE belt.
That's
yeah.
pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet.
Did second place get anything?
Second place did not get anything. Please quit bringing that up.
I mean, you should bring my other trophy too for my other league.
Yeah,
when I
just
wear
put
the
them
belt
both, yeah.
and the trophy.
you might as well. It's a fancy pod. Like, just rep that stuff.
should.
So I think that about does it.
We didn't hear about Jordan's weekend or Seth's, but Jordan, where are you up to this weekend? Saw you take some selfies with Underdog.
Underdog.
Gotta get the promo out
yeah,
there.
yeah, do it right now. Just take it right now.
The
Take it
Underdog
right-
promo?
Yeah, do it.
Underdog's the easiest way to play fantasy sports. Draft your team and forget it. No setting lineups or trades. It is the dude's favorite place to play best ball and all kinds of DFS games. Enter dudes and they'll match you up to $100. Phil, you done that yet?
I have strongly considered it mentally. The money is there. In my mind, the money's already in there. So I have it accounted for. Tax season just came around. You have, people are probably getting their tax refunds.
Yeah, put that refund right into the Underdog.
Up to $100.
Up to $100. Promo code dudes. We're going to hit the best ball streets hard in about a month or two. So,
I was
your
going to say
team do?
Phil cashed in on his other kid, but that was this year, not last year.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Dad.
that's this year.
Next year, you're going to
Next
cash
year,
in.
next
You're
year,
going to cash
yeah,
in,
yeah,
Phil.
Next year. Jordan, so how'd your team do this weekend? We're going to do a draft, so you can
Hey,
make
Jordan's
it quick.
looking really good in the new Dudes t-shirt.
Yeah.
Go to
New,
www.fantasyfootballdudes.com. Click on the store.
We got a new setup, too.
We got a new setup, but yeah, check that shirt out.
Shirt is cool.
I'm wearing a dude shirt also. Jordan's wearing the fantasy athlete shirt. We're going to be uploading that back up on the site again. We'll have a nice little it's like $16.99 promo on that sale for a new shirt. It'll only last 24 hours, so be sure to grab that when it becomes available. But it's a real nice shirt, guys. So that'll be back up on Friday. So just to give you guys a nice little deal, a little, 30% off or whatever it normally is. So check out that dude's fantasy athlete shirt. But yeah, your team, Jordan. Sorry.
No, yeah, it was fine. We didn't play as well as I think we could have played, but it's good. Always play good teams, and I go out of town and stuff. So it's a good weekend.
Did you go to the place I suggested?
I did not go to the place you suggested.
Bummer.
I went to a Italian restaurant though. I'd never been there. Apparently it's a chain though.
Olive Garden.
No, not better than Olive Garden. Buca de.
Oh, I love that place.
Buca di
Yeah.
Beppo? Yeah. It's more of
he-
like a family style.
I didn't know that, and I got just a bowl of pasta. I was like, man, this is expensive pasta, $38, $40, and I'm like, Well, I still have a third meal left that I can eat tomorrow. So
Yeah.
You know,
Carbo loading.
yeah,
You going on a long run?
it was good though. It was good stuff.
Yeah, no, I think they're mostly a Southern California chain, but you see them a lot. Yeah, that's
And then I went to Korean barbecue today for lunch, so that was good. You guys ever had Korean barbecue?
yeah. I've had Korean barbecue.
I've had Hawaiian barbecue. I have not had Korean.
It's
You
the
just,
one
like,
where they
cook it
cook
in
it.
front
You
of-
cook it right there.
Yeah,
and,
no, I've always wanted to.
It's
Yeah,
pretty solid.
It's the one
You
thing
should
that I'll
have took
say.
some smoker pics for us to post on our Twitter, Jordan.
Just take a picture
Yeah,
of
just
the-
like you cooking at a Korean barbecue place.
Lots of people go on that for like a first date or like as a date or like
Interesting.
before they like go out, you know. But I have always found after you leave those places, you smell like barbecue.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's just not a good look. You know what
Have
I'm
you
saying?
been there, Seth?
I have. I think I went one time. I think I went on my bachelor party or someone else's bachelor party. I think we went, and I ate an unholy amount of meat.
Oh, I had a lot of.
You're talking about Brazilian steakhouse, maybe.
I don't know, but it's the one that they bring the meat in front
Oh
of you.
no, that's
Yeah,
Brazilian
that-
steakhouse.
that-
Very
whatever.
different.
Same
Yeah.
difference.
No,
No, but
They're very different,
Hey,
actually.
I will say, like
No.
the Korean barbecue though, it's all you can eat too. So like they'll
they-
keep bringing out the meat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They keep bringing out the food, and they introduce you with like the food that's not as good. And so by the end, you're not
Yeah,
eating as much of the
that's
good food.
Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah,
but-
Seth, you're still not connecting the dots.
Yeah,
So
I don't
you're
care.
talking-
I
so
don't
this
care.
is Korean
Here-
barbecues.
yeah.
You grill
You
it in
cook
front
it
of you.
yourself.
You grill it.
Here's
Okay.
North Korea, the place you're thinking of, Seth, and then there's Brazil way down here on a map. Two totally different places.
North Korea. Okay.
Korea in general is what you're
Korea.
thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
we don't want to get canceled here,
Yeah,
Trent.
I don't
Oh,
know
no.
where you're going with that.
I just common geography, honestly. Like, that's all. But
Brazilian steakhouses are good. I will say that. For
I
the
love
record.
them. We should all go. I love Brazil.
I actually never been to Brazilian steakhouse.
It's fun. It's a good
Really?
time. It's a good
You
time.
put your little. Is that the thing you have your little like stop and go? Like if it's green, like keep bringing it.
Yes.
If it's red.
He's never been. So
Yeah.
I, don't know why
I
you're
was-
looking
I
at
was
what you're
directing that to the
Okay.
two people
All
who've
right.
gone there.
Just all right.
You're looking at me though while you're saying it.
There's Seth and there's Trent. Like I gotta split it up. You know.
Got you.
All right. Hey, so before we get in this mock draft, guys, we're just drafting here on PFF. Any draft predictions you kind of want to make, like maybe some trades or something? Like, is DeAndre Hopkins going to get traded on draft night? You know what I mean? Will it be round 1, round 2? Like, that's just kind of stuff I was thinking. You know, do you think the Lions trade up or stuff like that? You know, like, we're not going to do any trades in this mock draft. I wasn't planning on
Yeah,
doing
no,
that.
that's too, yeah.
Because it's just too much. It's almost impossible to get a whole mock draft correct, I would say. I was looking at our first mock draft we did, and that was kind of fun. I think we projected Kwity Paye going to the Colts. I think that actually happened. Micah Parsons, we had him going to the Giants, which he went the pick before to Dallas because I think J.C. Horn, was it J.C.? Anyways, it wasn't J.C. Horn. It's the guy on the Panthers. Anyways, it was interesting looking at our first mock draft we did here as a pod. So we'll do this tonight. I just didn't know if you had any predictions like DeAndre Hopkins maybe gets traded. Maybe Derrick Henry gets traded. You see
Does
that-
Aaron Rodgers get traded?
Yeah, that's the other one. They say that those two sides are talking again, that the Jets and the Packers, you know, kind of brought that back up again. So I that was just some stuff I wanted to put out there. Like maybe Derrick Henry, you know, you saw A.J. Brown tweeted that he wants the Eagles to go after Derrick Henry.
Which would be wild because it honestly would just be like Dalvin Cook, Madison type backfield. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
With
it
who?
would be with
Penny.
Penny.
Penny sucks.
I don't think he's that bad.
I think he's good when he's healthy.
He's pretty decent when he's healthy.
Well,
Look
yeah,
at his
I mean,
look
is
at
he
his
ever
stats when he's healthy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not.
but he's also would be the number 2 back. Beside, do you get what I'm saying though? Dalvin Cook, Madison. All
I guess.
Jordan doesn't agree with that take. Tell me why? Just because you don't think he's good, healthy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's weird. I don't know.
I don't think it makes sense. I'm just saying it would be at least not for fantasy.
Yeah, or like maybe a Mike Evans gets traded this week.
That would make sense.
Or a Godwin or something. So I was just wondering if you had any trades out there that might happen. But if you guys don't have anything, personally, I was kind of thinking, I'm looking at this with the Lions. How many picks do the Lions have? They only have 1 in the first round.
Does anyone have 2 picks in the first round?
Looking at this now.
Seahawks do.
Seahawks. Do they?
Yep. Number 5 and number 20. And then I think I want to say
Lions
the
have 2. Lions have 2.
Do the Raiders not have 2? I thought the Raiders had 2, but I could be wrong.
So Lions have 2, Seahawks 2.
Man, I can't believe we have 2. Russell Wilson, baby.
I think that's it. Oh, and Eagles.
Eagles
too.
have 2. That's wild.
I'm trying to figure out why PFF doesn't have the Seahawks on here at 20 for some reason.
Who do they have?
I could be wrong.
It goes.
I'm looking at NFL.com.
It's the Broncos. It's the Broncos pick.
Well, I'm looking at PFF right here. If you look at it,
Yeah, go down.
so there's 19 right up here on the top right.
Yeah.
Then it goes 21.
Maybe they're thinking,
Maybe are you on that pick?
Maybe I am, but I'm selecting all my teams here right now for who I want to pick.
I have no idea.
interesting.
So is that's for sure they are at 20?
Yes.
Because I saw this and I saw there was only 31 picks. And that's why I'm confused. Oh, you know why it is? It's because we already have the Seahawks selected at 5. So it's going to come up again.
User
Yeah.
error.
So
Makes sense. I'm
Anyways.
sure that was very thrilling content right there.
sorry about that. Well, we had a crazy draft. You know, we had a kind of a crazy draft a couple years ago and had to redo it. Wanted to make sure we didn't do that again.
I think we should almost like just start this pod over with how boring this pod has been so far.
I don't know. Like, people might like that Tacoma take.
The Brazilian steakhouse
Yeah.
/ Korean
Let's just
barbecue.
restart the last 5 minutes. How about
All
that?
right.
Yeah.
So here we go. We're gonna
3,
we're gonna
2,
start.
1.
And we do have
Go.
divas coming up at the end of the draft. Let's go right here. We are starting the draft now. We are on the clock. The Panthers are the first pick of the draft. Their team needs are quarterback, wide receiver, and an edge rusher. Personally, I think they're kind of locked for Bryce Young here, Jordan.
Bryce Young. Let's look at the odds here. Should I pull
Yeah.
up the draft odds?
Please pull up the draft odds.
Let me see if I can get the DK
So-
Sportsbook.
While you're looking that up, like, I'm kind of excited to see what the Lions do in this draft. Mm-hmm. Personally, like, I just put a hot take on Twitter. And while you're pulling that up, Jordan, I'll just pull up these hot takes that I did. I just said, and maybe it was a little like, I said, what's your bet? Hottest draft takes. Mine is Anthony Richardson to Detroit. Maybe that's not the right thing. I think the Lions are in win now mode where they're like, hey, we got a good team. We don't want to draft in the top 10 ever again if we don't have to. I think they maybe trade up, get that quarterback they want, whether it's C.J. Stroud, whether it's Anthony Richardson. Because here's the deal. If they keep Goff, which Goff's good, and I know Lions fans like him, they're going to have to pay him $30 million next year. So they could get a rookie quarterback on a good deal. I don't know if that's something that you want to do with that, but
Who said Goff's good?
I think Lion fans are really happy with Goff.
Well, I think the Lions wins more
I think
games.
they're just happy because they're actually like,
I think the Lions are good even with Goff. Not saying Goff is the best quarterback, but I don't know if they go for a quarterback or they try to improve their defense, Trent.
Well, Lion fans are very happy. You won't find a Lion fan that's like, I don't like Goff. I think they're all pretty pumped
I think
up
they're
right
all
now.
like,
well,
pumped that
they must really like going 8-8 then.
But yeah, that's what they went this year's 8-8.
Whatever, they
No,
were
yeah,
right
but
around
no, but like
500.
what I'm saying is like, yeah, Lion fans are happy to go 8-8.
Well, I know that.
Like they're
but I
actually
mean,
getting primetime games this year.
They're never
is
going to
what
win a
they're
Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
So what this guy's saying, LeVar said Bijan to Philly was his hot take. Another guy said Texans get Stroud at 12.
There's no way.
no.
Dave from Hanford said for the third straight year the Packers draft another Georgia Bulldog
Is that
in the
his
first
name,
round.
Dave from Hanford?
His name's Derry Dave, so it might as well be Dave from Hanford. I'm not hating on dairies, but he is a dairyman. That's Valley got to represent. Trey Lance Tracker B-Sauce said Hooker sneaks in the first round. The Vikings. Mach is a first rounder. Only 2 wideouts taken in the first round.
Of course, that
JSN
guy would
and
say that Mach is a first rounder.
QJ. So yeah, Ron Kars said Rams trade up first round for Robinson. Caleb Nail said Texans trade number 2 pick. That wouldn't surprise me either if the Texans trade out of that. But this guy, the Coop, said my hottest take is probably JSN to the Eagles at 10. Isn't a need, but just thinking Philly gets a little silly.
So we got Bryce Young's a minus 1,600 favorite to be the number 1 overall pick, and that's on the DraftKings Sportsbook odds.
Okay. Yeah, just keep that up. So we got Bryce Young going to the Panthers. I think they really like him. And this is where it gets interesting to me. We got the Texans at number 2. Their needs are quarterback, wide receiver, center, and defensive lineman. From what I've heard and seen is the Texans really like Bryce Young. I think they thought they were going to get him, with the Bears having that pick. But remember, Lovie Smith, got him out of the sweepstakes to get him. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't take a quarterback here. If they go after like Jalen Carter or Will Anderson. But what are you thinking, Jordan? You think they're going to go Stroud?
Okay, so I'll look at the odds first.
And you have to look at their coach, right? It's the old Texans player. He was the D coordinator at the 49ers. What's his name? The new Texans coach. He was a really good middle linebacker for the Texans.
It's
and he was the 49ers.
DeMeco Ryan.
DeMeco Ryan. So he is a defensive guy. So if he's a first-year coach, so it's like if you don't have that quarterback you love, maybe you get a defensive guy, trade back or something.
So for what it's worth, on DK, the book, sportsbook, Will Levis is the favorite at minus 140 to go number 2 overall. Then you have Tyree Wilson plus 225, Will Anderson plus 350, and CJ Stroud plus 400. Then a huge drop down to Anthony Richardson at plus 1800. So
I don't think it's Richardson here.
It's crazy to me that Will Levis is that big of a favorite.
The guy in yeah, it's interesting, huh?
It's very interesting to me.
I
don't get what the deal with Stroud is. Why is Stroud falling?
He took that. Is it a cognitive test? What was the test he took?
His cognitive.
Is that what it was?
Like it's like I think it's like some quarterback IQ test.
Yeah, and he was like the worst. Like it went Bryce Young, right?
But the thing is, what's weird about that is
and
I feel
Hayner
like
was 2.
I feel like Ohio State, like I feel like you have to have some like good football IQ to be a good quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd think Anthony Richardson does the worst because he had the worst stats. I'm not saying he's the most freak like quarterback out there.
That's what hurts him is that test, but also just look at all the old Ohio State quarterbacks too. Like Justin Fields has, he started playing good this year, but starting last year, people weren't high on Fields. You know what I mean? Like we thought he'd be a good rookie, and that team's completely garbage.
This is, man, one of the weirdest picks because everything tells you that they should take a quarterback. But then, I'm reading, who's this mock draft by? It is by Matt. I want to give people credit. Matt Miller with ESPN. He said that the only 2 players the Texans met with twice during the pre-draft process. Oh, the only player Texans met with twice during pre-draft process was Will Anderson.
So should we just put Will Anderson in here?
It's just weird though because you would think they would take a quarterback, but it does not sound like they're going to take a quarterback.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to go Will Anderson, and they're going to say, "Hey, let's go for the USC. Let's go for Caleb Williams sweepstakes next year."
I was thinking that right now.
That's not a bad idea.
So I think
I was thinking
I
that.
think
or they
trade
get
back.
something to fall, or they hope something falls to them at 12.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's do Will Anderson just to be a little different here. You want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know if we're
like
different,
a common
but
thing?
yeah.
Okay, so we'll go Will Anderson.
It's just trending that way, right? The smoke, usually I don't know if it's smoke here. Everything's saying defense. Yeah.
So here we are, number 3. We got the Cardinals on the clock. Their team names are guard, center, defensive lineman, and quarterback. And did you see the statue they made of Kyler Murray for winning the Heisman at Oklahoma this past weekend? Kind of cool. It's like the size of a big action figure.
I did not see that.
I'm just kidding. It's actually it's a lot bigger than him. But the Twitter comments were brutal. It's like, why didn't they just put a Lego action figure for this?
I love those. I love his
bad.
memes. And he's like what's funny is for the NFL he's a short quarterback, but he's what 5'10". He's not a short person.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah.
So we got on the clock. We got the Cardinals. Their needs are guard, center, defensive lineman, and quarterback. And did you see what Bosa said? Nick Bosa said from the 49ers.
Yeah.
That got released. He said his last things he told the Cardinals GM was, "You should probably draft me, but I think you're going to draft that tiny quarterback. And if you don't, I will haunt you for the rest of my career."
Yep.
So,
It's pretty accurate.
yeah.
Yep.
So Cardinals, you think Jalen Carter here? You think they go, no way they take a guard or center this early. This might be a pick where they trade DeAndre Hopkins.
I think there's a trade here for what it's worth.
And they trade back.
Especially if the Texans don't take a quarterback, I think there's a trade.
So, yeah, and you saw that.
Someone's going to jump the Colts for CJ Stroud.
Who was the reporter that said there won't be more than 2 quarterbacks taken in the first 4 picks? There's a bet on it. Schefter. Schefter bet somebody that there will not be 2 quarterbacks taken the first 4 picks, I believe is what he said.
So, at number 3, the favorite is CJ Stroud, according to DK Sportsbook, which makes you think there's going to be a trade, right?
Yeah.
What you said position...
Guard, center, defensive line, and quarterback.
So the line on quarterbacks taken in the first round is Oh, you said in the first 4 picks. That's what
First
you
4
said,
picks,
right?
yeah. So, hey, we could force a trade right here between Detroit and the Cardinals if you wanted to do something. I know we said we weren't going to do that. That is something I could do right here and offer a trade.
No, we don't need to do
Okay.
trades. I don't think we
All
need trades. Man, what do you guys think? If the Cardinals keep the pick, who are they taking?
I think it's Jalen Carter.
You think so?
You don't think it's the...
People love this Tyree Wilson guy. He is climbing up the draft boards big time.
Tyree? Oh, yeah. No, he is. They do really like him. Yeah, let's just do that.
I mean, we're pretty standard here, but like, I do think the caveat is, I think CJ Stroud ends up going here though, not to the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. No.
With the trade, you think he ends
Yes.
up going here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is maybe the Lions
I
trade
just have
up
no
right
idea
there.
who the trade's gonna be with.
I was thinking Lions trade up right there and get Stroud.
But for what?
They trade their
Sixth
pick right
sixth
there.
pick and those
Well, the
sixth
pick-
and like a second and third round.
I don't think. Yeah, they probably wouldn't give up.
Yeah, they haven't. The Lions have 2 picks in the first round.
That's
They
what
have
I just
18
looking down.
and
Yeah,
6, so they could trade 6 and maybe a second rounder and get CJ Stroud there. So now we have the Cardinals on the clock.
No, we just did.
So we just did the Cardinals. We got Bryce Young at 1, Will Anderson at 2, Tyree Wilson at 3. On the clock, we have the Colts. Their needs are quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line, and cornerback. I think they go quarterback here, Jordan.
The Colts, they
Yeah.
have to.
Here's our quarterbacks available. If you look at the screen in front of you, I kind of I think their coach is going to go Richardson or Levis. That's kind of what I think. Those are the guys he can kind of develop.
You don't think he's gonna take Stroud?
I don't. I honestly, my gut's telling me Richardson right here to the Colts. I think that's the
Levis is plus. So is this interesting to anybody else that Levis is the favorite for the 2nd overall pick and the 4th overall pick, but CJ Stroud is the favorite for the 3rd overall pick?
so that just means that they
And-
know what teams have met with, right? And,
They think that someone's going to trade up for Stroud, but that the Colts want Levis,
yeah.
or Levis will not be available. It's weird.
what'd you say for number 2 and number 4? He's Levis.
Yeah, he's both the favorite
Yeah.
for 2 and 4.
So I could see the Lions trading up for Stroud.
I think it's Stroud. I think Stroud.
You think you want to do Stroud's the Colts?
I don't see how the Colts don't take Stroud, but
I just think that quarterback, he just got done with Jalen Hurts and just makes a total, just wild offense with Richardson. And he's a first-year coach, so he's the kind of guy that can take a little bit more of a risk maybe with a higher ceiling. I don't know. You want to go Stroud? What's everybody think here?
Oh, I'm okay with going Stroud. I also like what you said about Anthony Richardson, Trent, but
so it does say the latest buzz around the NFL continues to focus on the Colts preferring Will Levis over Anthony Richardson.
let's go.
That's
go
according
Levis
to Matt
then.
Miller, but I just think they take Stroud. I don't see how they pass up on
Yeah,
Stroud.
but
here.
I think
guess.
Stroud's going to go before the Colts. I think someone's going to trade up for him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
For the way it looks, though, we should probably put Stroud here. Like we don't.
I think it's crazy.
Okay.
Stroud
Well, if there's
Do you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
though?
if there's
So,
two of
'cause-
you going for him, I'll do it.
because like Stroud is like a huge like favorite to be picked in the top 5. Like don't even have odds on him in the top 5 because it's like I think there's going to be 3 quarterbacks taken in the top 5.
Okay. So we'll go Stroud here at 4 to the Colts. So we got Stroud. Then at pick 5, we have the Seahawks on the clock. Their needs are guard, center, and defensive linemen. Pete Carroll kind of does whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? He's 70 years old. He kind of wants the guys he wants. He's not really a huge risk taker type guy.
I think there's a good chance. I don't know about a good chance. I think there's a chance we trade out here.
I think everyone wants to trade out of the top 10. I don't think anyone
I think there's a good chance we trade out here, and then we will end up using our 2nd first-round pick. I don't know, but we use the first one, though.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
You don't think it's Jalen Carter? How many times?
I actually was
I
going to
think
say
Jalen Carter might goes. I think there's a good chance Jalen Carter goes before the Seahawks get him.
Well,
to be
if he
honest
goes
with
to the
you.
Cardinals, I mean, you're not. I could see Houston or the Cardinals taking him, but I could also see in the 5th the Seahawks taking him. We have pretty good edge rushers.
Yeah.
So I could see them wanting to get an interior defensive lineman.
And don't be too weird. Don't be worried to go too crazy in this draft. Like the experts, the McShays and all that stuff, they're usually not even close either. You know, like
Well, yeah,
crazy,
no
yeah,
one-
crazy,
no
yeah,
one-
crazy
I would go
things.
Carter here. I would go Carter.
I think we go
Carter.
Carter here because I think that's if he's on the board, I think the Seahawks are probably going to take him. I think if all the really top tier defensive like players are gone, I think we trade out.
Yeah. The other thing too is like I know that there was like some off-field drama with Jalen Carter. I don't think Pete Carroll minds that stuff. Like Pete Carroll is pretty good at bringing players in, being like, "Hey, this is how we operate around here." Like giving guys a shot. I know Jalen Carter had some issues. I personally think they would take Jalen Carter if he's here. We have good edge rushers right now, and I think they'd probably pull the trigger on this guy.
I think Jalen Carter's a lock if he falls to Seahawks.
All right.
Yeah, if he falls, yeah. If he's not there, I think we trade out.
All right. Now we got the Lions. So we took Jalen Carter at pick 5. Now we have the Lions at 6. Their team needs a wide receiver, tight end, and defensive DI. I'm guessing that's defensive interior.
What was
Why they
the
just put
Jalen Carter was
DT?
reckless driving, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So top.
This is defensive interior.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just put D tackle. But could you see them going Devin Witherspoon from Illinois here, Jordan, the cornerback?
Yeah, that's what this mock has.
You don't think they'll...
So you think they take a quarterback?
I'm thinking they're going to take a quarterback here, or maybe they wait till their pick at pick 20.
So the Lions
Or
have
pick
another
18. They have
the
another
Lions
first
have
round at
another
18.
So I think the Lions take the receiver in their 18 pick, and I think they draft the defensive player here in the first
So
pick.
Devin Witherspoon is... How tall is this guy, Jordan? Is he
He's the best
shorter one?
cornerback prospect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's pretty feisty.
5'11".
I didn't watch much Illinois football for what it's
Yeah,
worth.
he's
Yeah,
only
I didn't
100.
watch
He's
any.
only 180 pounds, but they say he plays bigger than that. Yeah, we can go Witherspoon here. That seems like a Campbell pick. Dan Gamble pick.
I would love to see him take a tight end here, but I doubt they take a
No,
tight
they
end
aren't
here.
taking a tight
You know
end
what I'm
here.
saying,
No.
though?
No, there's no tight end.
No, there's no tight end they're taking here, but I'm saying it would be fun if they did.
Yeah,
Makes zero sense.
yeah. I'll go Witherspoon. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like I think they need to find that quarterback that can take them to the next spot. And with Goff, you can see what you have with Goff, with Richardson for a year if you put him behind Goff, right?
Do you think Levis or Richardson are those guys though? You like Richardson, I know that.
I do, but like what I'm saying is it's a perfect spot where he can ride the bench and you test him out for a year, see what he is. But I know it's a high capital there, but
Let me see if I can.
But we got pick 7 here. I put Witherspoon in there, Jordan. At quarterback.
Why do we think they're? Oh, I guess the cornerback would be. You don't think were they the most? I want to find out. I'm trying to look here on PFF how bad they were
cornerback's
through
a
the air.
solid favorite for the Lions' first overall pick.
I think Witherspoon's a lock there.
Yep, they're 28th last year.
Now,
in
if
terms
Jalen
of-
Carter were to somehow fall, I think I wouldn't be surprised if
Yes, that's what I was thinking,
if they
Jordan.
flip flopped here. Like I think we easily could have mocked Witherspoon to the Seahawks and
No, they have 2 solid cornerbacks. I don't think they're going to go cornerback.
yeah. But I know that one player they've done a lot of research on. They said they brought him in for a couple visits.
Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
and maybe move one of those corners to different. Okay.
So pick 7, we got the Raiders here. Their needs are quarterback, offensive line, defensive interior, and defensive back. I think they take Will Levis right here.
I think it's a lock on a quarterback.
I don't think they're going to take Richardson. Richardson doesn't seem like the type of guy that would be a Josh McDaniels quarterback. Josh McDaniels is a very complicated offense. He likes, guys that have been in that pro system. Levis has been in that, right? Isn't that Kentucky had an offensive pro system?
Do they?
I'm pretty sure he had an offensive coordinator that had NFL experience, play action, stuff like that. I think they're going to go Levis here. Am I wrong on that, Jordan? You looking
No,
that up?
Levis. I'm not a Levis guy. You
I
know
don't
that.
know, but I don't think Richardson is going to go to the Raiders. I think that's not the style McDaniels plays. Is running quarterback like that. I think.
Well, you know that Mark Davis still runs that organization, right?
I know that. So it very well could be like, Dalton Kincaid or something here. But
I just think I think Anthony Richardson is a Mark and Al Davis player to a T. So
yeah, but don't you think that McDaniels is kind of calling a little bit more of the shots now than?
I have no idea.
I don't really.
I'm
either,
okay
but-
with you saying Will Levis, so I'll defer to you here.
With his like tutelage being underneath Belichick, do you think he goes defense here, even though he's an offensive
No,
coach?
I think he wants a quarterback.
You think
I think he wants a quarterback to, I know he probably likes Jimmy G. He worked with him in New England,
Yep.
but I know that he probably doesn't think that's a long-term answer, right?
You would hope that he would assume that at the very least.
So I'm going to go Levis here. But what you're saying, Jordan, I would not be shocked if like the Davises are like, no, we're getting Richardson here. But I think that Will Levis is more of a, Josh McDaniel style quarterback than Anthony Richardson. So we got Will Levis to the Raiders. Falcons are on the clock here.
Also in need of a QB.
QB, wide receiver, edge rusher. I could
you see them trading up?
I can't see them trading up, but I could see them maybe.
You don't think they try Ritter out?
Well, I like what I'm thinking is maybe they trade for Derrick Henry, maybe.
No one's trading a first round pick for
Not a first round pick, but that was one where I was thinking like I could see Derrick Henry going back with Arthur Smith. But also the Derrick Henry stuff made me think that maybe this might be a Bijan Robinson spot. Think they take Bijan right here? I know they have running backs.
You're talking about we're talking about 8th overall pick, right?
No, I know.
No
but
one's taking a running back at the 8th overall pick, Trent.
I just know that Arthur Smith had a really good running back at Tennessee when his offense was really clicking. Maybe this is a spot where he's like, let's grab
For what it's
Bijan.
worth, does Atlanta have 2 picks in the first round? Because otherwise, Trent's going to make me feel like an idiot right now.
I'm going with Anthony Richardson.
They don't have 2 picks, no.
If
the
Anthony
Atlanta
Richardson's
Falcons,
there,
the Atlanta Falcons are the favorite to draft Bijan.
It doesn't. No, like Arthur Smith likes having that running back. Like he's on year 3. He kind of needs like. I know he has Patterson. I know
I don't
he has
think they go.
Algier.
I don't think they go QB here.
No, I think they're happy with Ritter.
That's what I'm saying. I think they want to try it with Ritter, and if they're committed on not throwing the ball and they want to run the ball, for what it's worth, I think 8th pick overall for running back is not the smartest thing. But if the Falcons don't have another pick, he's gone by the time they have their next.
Bijan
pick.
is a -1. Man, I didn't realize that
He's the favorite.
-110 to go inside the top 10.
So I mean, let's
And
just
if
be
it's inside
different
the top
here.
10, if it's into the top 10, it's probably the Falcons.
If he doesn't go here to the Falcons, you think the Bears pick him?
No.
You think the Eagles pick him?
Yeah, it does say here, Matt Miller says in the article, multiple sources around the league said the Texas running back Bijan Robinson might be too good to pass up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like he's kind of a
Let's do it, Trent. Bijan.
Okay.
I think it's crazy to take it here, but I think there's.
it's crazy,
I
but
think
that's
I'm-
instant. Maybe fixing your whole if the NFC South's no good. You had Bijan to there,
Guys,
to
this
that-
can make a great clip. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just go with
I
it.
just
And if
did-
we're right, then it's
I
great.
just did a complete
but also
180 in a matter of 1 minute.
Jordan's first thing was like when he was just basically telling Trent to get it together and then just completely switch.
Yep,
in like
guys,
the next
this would be a
5
great
seconds.
clip.
And
Let's
so
just
is,
be different and go with it
And
right
so
here.
you know those TikTok videos where people like they wear one clothes and then goes to different
and
clothing.
they're twerking.
Yes, that one.
What?
Trent, I don't know what TikTok videos you watch, but
My bad.
but it's like that video. I did a complete 180 in a matter of 30 seconds.
Exactly. So
There you
now we got the Bears on the clock. Their needs are tackle, center, defensive lineman, and cornerback. You think they get the Northwestern tackle here, Peter Skoranek? How do you say that, Jordan Skoronsky?
Skronsky.
Skoronik.
Is it Skoranek?
Wait, let me see.
You can't
You
say
might be
that
0 for
confident,
2.
Jordan, and then not be looking at the screen. Skronsky, Peter
Not
Skronsky.
Skoronik. Skoronik is
That's the
that's the
wide
Rams.
receiver on the Rams. Yeah,
Skoronski.
Trent, you can't read. It's clearly says SKORONSKY.
It's got to be Polish or something, right? I
There's
don't
an
know.
S in there.
I'm surprised you didn't throw out Cody Mock right there, Trent. That's your boy.
I love Cody Mock. So anyways, so you want to throw him in there, a tackle for Justin Fields?
Yeah. I think they're getting tackle or
Or
center,
do
no?
we throw Jackson Smith there, reunited? 'Cause they didn't really play together that much. You want to go with that, Jordan Skronsky? PS?
Yeah, we can.
Let's go Peter Skronsky there. It's just a great offensive lineman last name, Skronsky. All right. The NFC defending champs, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at 10. Their needs are wide receiver, guard, center, defensive interior, and a safety. You think they go with Jackson Smith and Najigba here, Jordan? You think
Philadelphia?
They go with, yeah, they.
Man, now we're getting the tough part.
Who's the number 3 receiver?
They have Devonta Smith as the 2. A.J. Brown's the 1. Who's their 3?
I know their 3 didn't get very much work because they're going to have Goddard this whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on if he gets hurt or not. But,
JSN would be pretty good right here for Philadelphia.
Who's the next cornerback?
Next cornerback would be Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon.
Okay, and you think the Eagles could use I think they would benefit more from a defensive player than another receiver.
Do you think they go with Nolan Smith out of Georgia, edge rusher, Jordan?
I feel like the Eagles had so many sacks, though.
Yeah.
How many of those guys are free agents, though?
I think they got a lot back.
Let's see here.
So Dalton Kincaid still available. Nolan Smith, Christian Gonzalez. There's the board right there if you want to see it, Phil. I have it. Pretty
Yeah, I
big
have.
on the
Yeah,
I'm looking at
the same thing you are.
I think they go
NFC
cornerback
East.
here, guys. I don't think
I'm going to look
receiver.
at, let's see. Offensive lineman is the favorite to be picked for the position of the Eagles' first pick.
Offensive lineman.
Yeah,
Interesting.
defensive lineman edge is now next. Cornerback's way down at plus 1,000.
So you're thinking right now it's a guard.
I wouldn't be shocked if they took the one kid, the Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
I wonder though if they go. Sorry, who did you say?
Nolan Smith, the edge rusher out of Georgia. That seems like something they would. That's a lot of gas on
What
that
about
D-line.
the
even
center
more.
there with Jason
they'd have
Kelsey
so many
being his
D
last
linemen
year?
there.
What
No
you
one's
say?
taking the center at the 10th overall pick. And I'm not going to
And
change
they
my mind in 30 seconds on that
And
one.
Kelsey's still playing.
This is his last year though. He said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't take centers that high.
They'll draft one next year.
Yeah, or they'll get one in the second. They could get the same center they want now, probably in the second.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they reach on Brian Branch here. They need a safety from Alabama.
I'll raise my hand on that one. This is their. I mean, this is one of 2 picks. He'll be around probably their second pick in the first round.
I think we give Nolan Smith. I think that's pretty good, value for them. He's also Nolan Smith he's plus 130 favorite to be in the. Christian Gonzalez is a minus 250 to be taken in the top 10. I think it's one of those 2 guys: Christian Gonzalez, Nolan Smith.
I went Nolan.
Who's this? Paris Johnson's a lineman, right?
I do not know. I'm looking for Paris Johnson here. I can pull it up real quick here. Yeah, he's that tackle from Ohio State. So Titans are on the clock at 11. Their needs are wide receiver and offensive.
They're taking
lineman.
a quarterback here. They have to.
Okay, you think they take Richardson?
Well, Richardson's going to go in the next 2 picks. It's this one of the Texans. Texans are not going to pass up on a quarterback at 12 if Richardson's there.
So you think Titans take Richardson here? Or they
Let's see here.
tell me what you got, because and they have a man. That's
We're looking at the Titans, the AFC South. They got an offensive lineman minus 115 quarterback. So basically a coin flip. The sports book is saying between a quarterback and an O lineman because the defense, the next one's like 700, 800. So I mean, I think we give him Richardson here.
okay. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Tannehill is not the guy there.
And either is Malik Willis.
No, Malik Willis is horrible.
So now we're pick 12. We're back to the Texans. They don't have. I don't think they're going to take a quarterback now. Best available quarterback is Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, it's not happening.
You want to go Jackson Smith and Najigba here? You want to go
That's what I kind of like, but
Christian Gonzalez, that corner? I think they have.
Who do they have at a corner there?
I think it's or they could go Darnell Wright. Well, I think JSN is the best pick here. Probably.
I think so too.
So I'm gonna go JSN.
And
here.
they need weapons, right? At some point, they're gonna need weapons.
Yeah, they're gonna need a quarterback too at some point. All right, so we got Jets at pick 13. Their needs are tackle and linebacker. You think they maybe reach on? Man, they had a good defense. You think they take Christian Gonzalez here at corner? Who's on the opposite
They need a tackle,
side?
right? Though.
Yeah, they do. So they could go with the Tennessee guy, Darnell Wright.
Yeah, or the Paris Johnson.
Who's higher to go first, Paris Johnson or Darnell Wright?
Let me see here if I can find.
Anton Harrison, also from Oklahoma. We're at pick
Jets,
13.
Jets.
Christian Gonzalez on the opposite side of Sauce.
Yeah, they're a minus 280 favorite to take an O lineman here. So let's see if I can.
Did you say Paris Johnson, Broderick Jones? These are all tackles that I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
You want to go Paris Johnson? His ADP is 14.2 on PFF, so we could take Paris Johnson.
So
here.
Paris Johnson has an over/under of 9.5 on the picks. Who was the other guy you were saying, Trent?
The Tennessee guy, Darnell Wright.
He's at 19. His ADP is 19.
Or Broderick Jones out of Georgia.
Yeah, Broderick Jones is like there. I think it's Paris Johnson.
Okay.
People seem to like this guy.
Right, Paris. All right, now we got New England. This is another team that I think would maybe trade back. Their needs are quarterback, it says, tackle, and edge. What about... Does it just seem like this would be like a perfect pick for Belichick to take like Lucas Van Ness or something wild there? Like that. I feel like Belichick finds guys he likes and he goes after them.
What do they
Or
need? What's
trades
their
back.
position needs?
Quarterback, tackle, edge rusher. So they got Judon. He's getting kind of old. They could get Miles Murphy out of Clemson here. Khalija Cansey out of Pittsburgh, the interior defensive lineman.
I don't mind that one.
Want to go Khalija?
No. Yeah, what? Kind of like the Luke Van Ness one that you're saying, Trent.
That just seems like a Belichick type thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go Luke Van Ness here. And that's
Lucas.
Yep. Good old Loogie. Okay, Luke Van Ness to the Patriots at 14. Now we got the Packers on the clock at 15. Needs are I don't think
a
their
lot of
needs are,
things.
they say quarterback on here. I don't think
They're not
quarterback's
taking
a
a
need.
quarterback.
So wide receiver, tight end, defensive lineman, and a safety. You think that Dalton Kincaid, this is too high for him here?
I think they take a receiver.
They need weapons.
So you think they go Jordan Addison?
No,
I don't.
I like the kid.
What?
Man.
You like Quentin Johnson?
I think
Jordan?
Quentin next.
I like Quentin, but
that's what I was thinking.
They need weapons, but I don't know who.
Why don't you like Jordan Addison there, Jordy?
I just think it's high for him.
I think it's high for any wide receiver, but I don't know if the wide receivers are gonna. We haven't. Have we taken? We took JSN. That's the only wide receiver we've taken so far.
I don't hate the Kincaid call, Trent.
Kincaid. Yeah, that seems like.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's a freak. I was hoping he might fall to Dallas. So there's Kincaid to the Packers. We'll go with that. Now we got the Washington Commanders on the clock. Their needs are quarterback, guard, center, and linebacker. Honestly, who are their corners? I don't think they have good corners at Washington. I know you follow them a little bit more than maybe most people, Jordan. Like, I know your dad's a fan. I feel like Christian Gonzalez kind of makes sense here. I
think that's just good value because at some point in AJ corner, the Christian Gonzalez was like a minus 250 favorite on the sports book to the top 10. So like, I think we just mock him here.
Okay, throw in CG there. All right, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock. They need a tackle, linebacker, and defensive back. You think they go like? Okay, there's offensive lineman. You have Darnell Wright available. Broderick Jones out of Georgia. Maybe Kalijah Cansey out of Pittsburgh, defensive interior lineman.
I think it's one of the O tackles here.
Okay, so you want to go Broderick Jones?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go Broderick. That name sounds like a bully.
It does.
That'd be a great bully name if you're, casting a play, Seth. Put Broderick in for a bully.
Okay.
Lions back on the
It's
clock.
good to know for future reference.
Yeah, Lions are on the clock at 18 here. Their needs are wide receiver, tight end.
Who'd we give them in the first?
First pick, we gave them Devin Witherspoon, a corner. So
I think they go tight end.
think they take Michael Mayer.
Because I
You
mean,
think so?
I thought they would have got Kincaid. I think if Kincaid's there, don't you think they're
I
picking
think
him
if
up?
Kincaid's there, they take him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we also have to consider that Jameson Williams has 6 games suspended too. But he also comes back after 6 games, and that he becomes their automatic number 2.
That's kind of a comment, his suspension. He was gambling at work. That's probably a lot of companies.
And it was on college games too.
So it was
It
college
was
games.
college games.
You're not
on
allowed to
NFL
gamble at
facility.
work, Trent?
I think most work employee handbooks would probably say no
Why?
on company time because you're not working.
Oh no,
No,
on
but
company
that-
time, yeah.
But
Yeah,
not
yeah.
at the company facility.
It's
Like, if
possible
you're on
he was
break,
at.
you're
He's
saying-
possible he was at
you're
the-
probably
most-
right. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it was company time. So on your lunch break, if you're eating lunch on your lunch break
you
at your
probably,
desk,
yeah, you can. Yeah,
you can. Yeah, I mean, it's a dumb rule.
I think it's dumb.
And anyone crucifying Jameson Williams for gambling, especially people who play fantasy football or gamble in their spare time, you cannot get mad at the guy.
And the other thing is, it's
He probably
kind
didn't
of
know it was a rule.
It's a stupid rule. What does it matter if he's in the facility or not?
that's why you got to get a VPN, and we don't have a VPN sponsor, but we
Let's get one.
there's no need to not have a
Let's-
VPN if you're that level.
I think he was on his phone probably.
Trent, for what it's worth, our Underdog sponsor may not like the use of promoting VPNs.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, yeah, we'll just
He's probably on his phone. I don't know the whole situation there.
okay.
It's just a dumb rule. We all agree it's a dumb rule.
yeah, I agree. It's
And
dumb.
stop. And I see people on Twitter getting all upset, acting like the guy like robbed the bank or something.
Follow
it's
us
like,
on Twitter.
dude, he just made a mistake. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
All right. So on the clock with the Lions, you thinking Kalijah Cansey, defensive interior defensive lineman?
I would love if
I
Laporta went in the first round and just kind of filled that Hawkinson role. Got another Iowa guy in there. Probably not going to happen.
These guys really want tight end, Trent. Give him the
I
tight
think-
I think they go
think-
Mayer here.
Yeah.
I don't think they go receiver because Williams. It's 6 games. I don't think his suspension changes their game plan here. I think they go for a tight end,
We'll go Mayer.
and they use the tight end a lot at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawkinson left and they started using the tight end.
They started using the tight end.
So here we are, pick 19. We got the Bucks. Their needs are quarterback, tight end, offensive lineman, defensive interior, safety. Pretty much they need everything. You think they take man, I don't know here with these guys.
Don't you think they go defense here?
Who's the best offensive lineman? You think they go Darnell Wright? Their offensive line kind of needs some help.
I think they go Darnell right.
I agree with Phil. I think they need everything, really.
they do.
They need a quarterback, but I'm going to go Darnell Wright to Tampa. Now we got the Seahawks on the clock again, Phil. Pete Carroll going to take another running back or something here right now. Jim
It makes sense.
needs are guard, center, D lineman. You think they just go Kalijah Cansey? What's the deal on Kalijah Cansey, Jordan? Why haven't we picked him yet? Interior D lineman.
I
from
wouldn't be
Pittsburgh.
shocked if they did that.
Defensive interior.
Or Brian Branch to play
they had-
alongside
if they had-
Jamal Adams, Phil.
Kalijah Cansey playing with Jalen Carter and just have a ruckus there in the defensive interior. That'd be wild. I don't think they'll go
There's no
back
way
to
they go
back
back-to-back
defensive
D
interiors.
tackles.
Although that would be pretty wild.
I don't think there's any offensive linemen here that we really want at this spot. Probably
Andrew
a trade
Voorhees.
back. Yeah. Trade back here, or you want to go Anton Harrison? I think their tackles are okay.
You know what? I'm gonna go way too wild here.
Okay.
I'm going Pete Carroll's dip into the well that he knows too well. He's going with Addison as a wide receiver.
All right. I'll let you have that pick, Phil. Is everyone okay with giving Phil the
Sure.
Addison pick? Seth, you're a Seahawks fan. What do you think?
I mean, really, how many years does Lockett have left? I guess that's kind of the question.
And they're similar size.
And they're similar sized players. I mean,
I could see that happening.
now I'm thinking about it, it seems
Pretty
like
smart.
if Addison's there, it's possible he takes him. He's a USC guy, so
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, the connection, the pipeline.
That's why I said dip in.
I don't know. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
I
I don't
think
know
that's
how
not a bad
welcome Pete Carroll is at USC nowadays.
I think now that the NIL deal is more. I think people just kind of like look past his sins. You know.
Well, I had
My father-in-law called him Pete the Cheat until he started coaching in Seattle.
Okay. Yeah. So we got the Chargers are on the clock. Their needs are wide receivers, linebackers, and cornerbacks. I was thinking that Addison would go to LA with the Chargers.
They go with a wide receiver here, though, don't you,
You think
Yeah.
so?
Well, I heard their wide receiver coach recruited him at Maryland when he committed to Maryland, and then he went to Pittsburgh, and now he's at the Chargers. So there's he does really like that coach. So I imagine he really likes him.
Addison, you're saying?
Addison, yeah. Think quarterback. You want to go like Joey Porter Jr. That might be kind
Why
of.
would you say no for a wide receiver, Jory?
For what it's worth, corners, yeah, wide receiver is the favorite. Corners way down there. Yeah. What about Zay Flowers?
Oh, it's a good Zay Flowers spot. Yeah.
Kind of feels like maybe there's a little bit of Keenan Allen in there, and maybe
Yeah.
it's a natural replacement.
I think that's
5'9",
a good spot.
183.
Yeah. So Zay at 21. Now we got the Ravens.
I think you can go another receiver right here.
Ravens, and it's pick 22. Their needs are wide receiver, edge rusher, and cornerback.
Quentin Johnson, plug him in.
Do you think?
I love Quentin. I think
What
Quentin
about the
I
whole
do
Lamar
too.
situation though?
I think he's going to be back in Baltimore. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
GM saying we're planning for Lamar.
So they're gonna give him a deal.
Or the most Ravens thing to do right here would be like Darnell Washington or something. Like just get another tight
that'd
end
be
in
crazy.
there. Yeah, well, I'll go with Quentin.
That'd be fun to see.
All right. Now we got the Vikings on the clock. The Vikings only have 6 picks in this draft. Kirk Cousins is on his contract year.
Don't they need a linebacker? Like
They need
who's the line? They just lost linebacker.
They lost Kendricks, right?
Yep.
So
So Matt Miller on ESPN, Trent, says, one of the most popular texts I've gotten from evaluators throughout the past 10 days has been some form of, watch the Vikings for Hendon Hooker.
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, but I also think that O'Donnell wants to win.
Yeah.
But this is a good spot to get Hendon Hooker, but you're probably going to be in the same situation next year. Kirk Cousins isn't bad enough to not get them, I don't think Kirk Cousins is bad enough to get them like a top 12 pick. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not going to have an opportunity to get a good quarterback, but you're also like, I don't know. We don't know what's going on with Dalvin Cook there. Yeah, I'll go Hendon Hooker here. That wouldn't surprise me. They have 6 picks. Do you think Hendon Hooker makes it back in round 2?
Probably not.
Yeah. So you think they reach on him, or do you think they need a corner, man? You don't think they go corner like Deontay Banks maybe, or like they just lost Patrick Peterson?
You don't think they go for a wide?
Let's not pretend Patrick Peterson was good last year, right? Like their corners were really bad. What about like Joey Porter right here, Joey Porter Jr.?
What about a complimentary wide receiver?
To Jefferson? Because they lost Thielen? Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying? What do you think about that, Jordy?
A receiver?
Yeah, complimentary wide receiver.
Just think
Yeah.
Like someone who compliments
I just
Justin
don't know
Jefferson a bit.
who's...
you don't like Porter here from Penn State
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm just trying to look.
or DeAndre Banks?
So, okay,
Deontay Banks?
question. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's receivers. They could go a lot. They can go a lot of different ways here.
Should we give a hot shout out to Hawkinson here?
No.
You see him at the hockey game?
Did you see that, Jordan?
I heard he bought beers for the whole section. Like just kept
cool.
him coming, like going.
Man,
crazy.
what do you? Oh,
A second ago, he didn't want to talk about it. Then he said it's cool. You would have taken a drink from him if you were in that section.
Sure, why not? It's a free drink.
Soda.
Still free. Those sodas cost like $15 probably at that stadium.
That's true. I don't know. It's Minnesota.
Joey Porter, 6'2".
Do they need a corner? I guess that's what I'm trying.
They do need a corner.
Okay.
That is one of their needs. They lost, the defense. I think the defense needs some help there. It's hard to draft a guy in the first round that might not even play.
I can't believe you said Patrick Peterson. He was so. I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah.
washed
Let's
up, but he
go
was
Joey
just
Porter
really-
here, Trent. I think it's
like
good.
him better
It's
than-
good value on
like
him.
him
I
better
think.
than-
I feel like you're stoked on this next pick, Jordy. What
All
are
right,
you thinking
Jack.
here?
What are you doing, Jordan? 24.
Oh, man. You know what's crazy?
This is like the lowest pick they've had.
I
in,
know, so it's like I don't even care. Like, like the last 8 years it's been like, okay, we got number one, It's like when you're drafting the top 5, it's like you kind of care. And now it's just like, okay, I don't know, it's 24. Like, who knows what the heck they're gonna do at 24. I feel like they do need this mock has them taking a corner. I could see that. What does their team needs on their Trent? What does the PFF have?
guard, edge, center, and defensive back.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, the guard center.
Like
yeah,
Miles Murphy, maybe.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Let's see what.
Wait,
the
are we going to go
sportsbook
live
has.
Thursday night? Should we do Instagram? We can do a Twitter space or something.
You're
We'll
going to
do
be in
something.
a foreign country though.
But I could still do it.
Abroad.
Like I can still go.
Do you like any of the cornerbacks
Me and
right
Seth
there?
will go on a Twitter
I like a
space.
corner here.
I'll
I
get
wouldn't
on.
mind a corner. Are you Seth going to be with you?
But I don't think you like
I'm not
any
going.
cornerbacks.
I don't know how Twitter space. You know how Instagram Live and Twitter Spaces work, but you can actually be in separate places, separate countries
On different devices, even.
Yeah, I don't know. And if you have Starlink and space, you could probably do it from the moon. Who knows?
True.
It's cool.
What are you thinking here, Jordan?
Let's give him a corner here. Let's go. Who's our top corners on the board?
You got Deontay Banks.
Emmanuel Forbes.
Let's do Deontay Banks here. 6'2", 4.3, runs a 4.3. I like that.
All right, we got the Giants on the clock at pick 25. Their needs are wide receiver, center, linebacker, and safety. Think they take Brian Branch here, safety out of Alabama. They can take.
You really like this Brian Branch
Well,
kid, huh?
he's ranked 15. We're at pick 25. There's not a lot of teams that have safety needs. I'm just looking at the top player available in PFF, and Khaliji Cansey is still available from Pittsburgh.
What position? He's a D tackle, right?
D tackle, yeah.
They need D tackle.
No, they don't. But he's
Yeah.
the best guy available according to PFF.
I mean, Khalija Cansey is a minus 210 favorite to go in the first round. So
Yeah. So we're not going to take a center here.
I hope a
man,
center
it's
goes
so
in the
hard to
first
mock
round.
once you get this
Me too.
low.
Me too. They reach on John Michael Schmitz, center from Minnesota.
John
Man,
Jacob.
what are we doing here? Oh boy, it's tough.
There's no good wide receivers. That's why
Do they
I
need a
said,
D end?
it doesn't say they need. No, they just took a D end in the first round last
that's
year.
right. Well, let's see what what are the favorite is wide receiver corner. That's kind of the two. Man, what corners? Emmanuel Forbes?
Yeah, we can
Who's
do
it?
that.
What's
for
the
Mississippi
who's the next
State.
receiver? Is it Downs?
Yeah, who is the next receiver?
Next receiver is Downs.
I don't think there's another receiver taken in the first round.
No, me either.
All right, let's give him Emmanuel Forbes.
Okay.
Trent, you're on the clock.
All right, we're going to Manuel Forbes here.
Got your boys.
Man, I don't know what they do here. Needs running back, defensive interior, linebacker, cornerback.
I think here, Trent, they get the running back they want possibly next round.
Yeah, you think Gibbs? Yeah, there's no need to reach on a running back, right?
I think
here.
they get who they want who they want, and I think whoever it is going to complement Pollard.
I'm cool with Cansey right here.
Okay.
That's a need.
Good.
Plug him in right there, right in the middle, out of Pittsburgh. All right, we have the Bills here. A lot of rumblings about Hopkins to the Bills. Maybe some kind of something maybe happens here in this draft. Their needs are defensive interior, linebacker, and cornerback. They just re-signed their safety. Maybe they got Von Miller coming back, right? Or was that a 1-year deal? Wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
if they took a running back right here.
Yeah, it's just I don't know who.
I know it's early.
I think they'd love for like a receiver to fall to them here, but I don't think they reach on downs. But
Think they go like Darnell Washington?
it's a reach too. Let's see. What are their favorite to be taken for their first? You gotta go AFC East. Defensive lineman, edge plus 200, linebacker plus 250. Do we got any DN? What DNs we got available here?
We got Miles Murphy.
Yeah, let's go there. Let's give him a DN, Trent.
Okay. Ready, the Murph. Okay. Bengals on the clock. They need a tight end, defensive interior, or defensive back. You can throw in Brian Branch there. You can maybe go with Darnell Washington for a tight end.
I just don't think Darnell Washington goes in the first round, but
I don't think so either. I think if they're going a tight end, they go. I mean, who's the next tight
You
end?
want to throw Brian Branch, a safety, on there? They have DB on here. It doesn't say cornerback
let me
or safety.
see.
Best defensive, interior defensive. You can get Felix Donkey Uzma from Kansas State. Ranks 32.
What corners are available?
Best corner available is
Cam
Cam
Smith?
Smith.
Or Tyreek Stevenson.
They're gonna need to find someone that can play right away. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Probably the Miami guy, I'd imagine.
At this point, I couldn't tell you the.
it's hard to get this.
Yeah.
Let's just give him a corner here.
Let's go with Tyreek Stevenson.
Okay.
Tyreek.
Guard, center, D-line, or cornerback for the Saints.
I think they go tight end
So you think they take
because they brought in Foster Moreau. They wanted to get a tight end for Carr. It was someone he had used.
and then he got
And
cancer.
then he got cancer, so they weren't able to sign him. They found that in his physical. So I think they do want a tight end. Maybe they wait.
You want to go to Washington? Trent really wants to take Washington here in the first round.
I just feel like who is their tight? It's Juwan Jones is the guy they just
Johnson.
re-signed. Juwan Johnson. So maybe
Taysom
they
Hill.
don't. Guard, center. Think they take Osiris Torrance from Florida.
defensive lineman is their favorite to get.
You want to do Will McDonald, edge rusher?
Sure.
And they're not touching a running back, right?
Dude, he's
No.
Will McDonald the fourth. Like, that's some serious lineage right
yep.
there. Like, you got to respect that.
It's cool.
All right, on the clock, we got the Eagles again. Their needs are wide receiver, guard, center, defensive interior, and safety. The last pick we had for the Eagles was Nolan Smith, edge rusher.
Give
out
him
of
your
Georgia.
safety here that you've been wanting to take for the last 10 picks, Trent.
That's a good pick.
Brian Branch.
All righty, last pick. We got the Chiefs. The Dolphins didn't have a pick because they forfeited it because of their tanking situation. So only 31 picks in the first round. Kind of a shame. Their needs are wide receiver and defensive lineman.
It wouldn't shock me if they did take Josh Downs here.
Who was the other
what's the
receiver
best
they're
player
really
on the-
interested in, though?
Best player on the board is Anton Harrison, tackle out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're not going to take a tackle.
I don't think so. Then Osiris Torrance is a guard. They don't need a center.
I think they might just take Josh Downs here.
Okay.
It wouldn't shock me. He kind of fits. I think he'd do well with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay. Throw Josh Jones there. So, all right. That is our whole draft right there, guys.
That's hard. I'm going to be honest. It's hard.
It's hard.
And maybe I didn't do the amount of research I should have, but like it is not. It's.
So-
I will say, and maybe this is just because the Jaguars are picking so late, but like I feel like I haven't got into this draft as much as I usually do in previous
Well,
years.
yeah, and the draft though, like with all the trades that are going to happen, it always makes it a little bit better. Where you want to be, me and Seth will be on the old Twitter space, just speaking.
I'll probably
some
hop
fun
on
What's
there.
the date of that again?
Thursday.
This Thursday?
This Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be on.
The date of the
I'll
draft.
set a reminder, invite you all. And hey, we'll bring some of you on the stage to talk with us. No,
Or I
if you're
think I'll be on.
if you're a Lion fan who's mad and you don't like your pick or whatever, it's open to the world. Maybe give us an opportunity to grow. But anyways, that wraps up our draft. Let's get into our divas here, guys. And our divas are brought to you by Manscaped. And Manscaped is it's the dude's favorite place to, for our peak, to have our peak hygiene. It lots of good products. We have the Weed Whacker 2.0 here on the table. And Phil, you've been raving about, those 2.0 boxers they got.
Yeah.
They're
my father's my Father's Day gift, I guess you could say. They're great. I absolutely love them. I think they're better than the version 1.
Yeah, they are. They're better than
Version
the
2
version
are
1.
way better. I really like it. I also, the nose trimmer, I think that thing is perfection. I think if you have a meeting that you're going on a first date, whatever it is, you got to make sure that those nose hairs are cleaned up. They got great stuff over there at Manscaped. Trent, you like their loofah.
I love the loofah. We've been getting a lot of, comments, people wanting me to demonstrate it on here. I can't do that.
And they have
it's in the
travel packs.
contract,
Jordan,
yeah.
you were traveling this weekend. Did you take the Manscaped travel pack with
You
you?
need that, Jordan.
Oh, the little
The little bot, yeah.
yeah.
So you took it. They have a nice little travel pack that they send
Yeah.
along. I think it comes with the Lawnmower 4.0. I think it comes with it.
Yeah.
So you get a variety of different things to
It's not
travel.
a travel pack. It's
a
called
toiletry bag.
Toiletry bag.
Yeah, so go get the Platinum Package 4.0. Enter DUDES20 for 20% off your whole order. It's a full body luxury grooming and hygiene kit designed to help you look and feel your best. The kit includes the Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker 2.0, help clean out those ear and nose hairs, 2-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, body wash, deodorant, crop preserver, the little anti-chafing stuff, crop reviver, and the magic mat. Some good stuff there. So go check that out at manscaped.com. Enter promo code DUDES20, 20% off your whole entire order. Let's get into our Divas of the Week. And those of you that are new to this whole thing, Divas are something, that has ticked us off recently or ticks us off all the time. That's just, you're not being a dude, you're being a diva. So we got our Divas of the Week here, guys. So, Phil, do you have Jordan, you said you had one, right? You got something for us? Or?
Yeah, I think I got a solid one, So I had to go to the restroom. So I'm on my way, driving my way back.
Oh, man.
I stopped at this travel center or whatever. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to the restroom, everything's fine. I'm walking back to the sink to wash my hands, and I can't happen to see the guy was using the urinal with his pants down.
I did
All
not
the way to
expect
his
that.
ankles?
No, that was not.
No, like he pulled his pants down, like not only the ankles, but
Okay.
like
Enough to see the
Okay.
Moon.
Okay.
like
you would say.
that's diva, right? Like what are you doing?
I don't really want to. I'm just going to let you dig yourself into a hole here. I'm not going to comment on this one.
Do you disagree with that?
I will say,
I don't want you to paint a bigger picture, but for me to make a full observation, I need a better picture, but don't paint a better picture. And I hope you don't have a picture.
If your pants have to go below your butt to use the urinal, there's an issue there, right?
Yep. It means you were never raised properly and you are still a child.
I don't know what to say. I am.
It's not that hard to say. It's just like,
What are you doing? There's no, it's not necessary.
Yes,
was
you're
this
right.
man?
All right,
Never
let's
mind.
let's stop.
Okay. All right, my
Yikes.
diva of the week is people who don't silence their cell phones in meetings. That's the absolute worst. It's turn the volume off on that thing. If you have an iPhone, there's a nice little switch on the side, and it's hey, you do it one time, it's hey, that's a problem. But it's okay.
Or the watches that go off.
Either thing, silence your notifications
On your
when-
watch.
yeah.
Vibrations, though, you have a problem if the phone
I
vibrates?
don't, but it's just
No,
when
that
you hear
doesn't
the
bother.
beeping or the ringtone
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
Oh, vibrate on the table is bad too. Just turn it on silent.
It doesn't. Yeah, the vibrate on the table doesn't.
Some
bug me
phones
as
are
much.
louder than others, though. Also,
Yeah, but some guys, hey, if you're over the age of 60, I understand. I'll give you a pass.
Yes,
but it's
fair.
You always can have the courtesy, hey, phone's on, but it's hey, it's gone off 3 times. You're in a group text. Put your phone on silence and put it in your pocket. You know what I mean? I don't need to hear.
Mute your phone for an hour.
Yes,
That's an
yes.
option now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah,
Airplane mode.
airplane
mode.
Yeah. So that is my
Have you? If it sounds like you're talking about firsthand experience.
family members actually, but yeah. But it doesn't even have to be a business meeting. Like, if one of you guys had your phone dinging every 5 seconds in here, we'd all get annoyed.
Yeah, if you're at a friendly lunch and it keeps going off.
You don't need to have your phone on loud when you're with other people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's my take here. Seth, do you have anything? I feel like you always have something up your sleeve that you want to say.
I thought I had something, but I'm not like pulling it out right now. I don't know. I can't pull it out of my head. It's like there. I know I have one, but I don't know what it is.
Something really makes him mad, but he can't think of it. I have one.
Okay, go for it.
It's really not that great, but I have
people
one
who judge you in the restroom.
Have you guys seen those soda operation machines that are like they're all in one and you select the
like
thing?
the big Coke ones where you select which product you want.
Yes. I think not only are those machines my diva, but if you don't know how to use the machine, it's also not my responsibility to wait for you patiently while you try and figure it out.
So the guy that goes to the vending machine and like is sitting there for like 45 seconds, not sure what he wants to get.
He's not sure what he wants to get. They also don't know how to operate the machine. It's not my responsibility to sit here patiently. If you still need to think through what you're ordering, just take a step back. Let me get my beverage and just wait.
You were like 9 people back. How many people were behind you?
I'm not joking. I was behind this guy, and it probably took him 3 minutes to fill up a 20-ounce cup of soda. That's unnecessary.
What do you end up picking?
That's not even a
classic
quarter.
Coke.
He got cherry Coke, which is fine. He was in the Coke family though, and I honestly, he didn't know what he was doing first, right? So if you don't know what you're doing, and if there's someone just anxiously waiting behind you, especially if you have children,
You'd be like, "Oh, I'll watch you do it.
I'll watch you do it," or like, "Hey, do you know how to operate this thing?
Can you help me?
someone. Can you help me? Can someone help me?"
So
The
who
guy-
got mad at you for you not knowing how to pick a soda?
No, I'm just sitting here behind this guy, and I'm like.
For
I'm
what
waiting-
it's worth, this isn't one where you have to put $1 into the machine, right? It's
No,
one of
this
those
is just
soft drink.
It's inside of a restaurant.
It's inside of a restaurant. They're trying to make them cooler, fast food,
Oh,
smaller.
yes, the smart one where you can pick like all the sugar-free
Yeah,
Gatorade.
you were the guy I'm
hold the
talking
button,
about.
and you hold the button, and it's just the thing for the ice. It's really self-explanatory.
It's self-explanatory, and the guy is my age, so it's not like there was like a technology issue or anything like that.
You're sure this was not you?
Yeah, I'm positive. I have my
He probably got
kids.
baffled when he clicked Coke and he saw 10 different Coke flavors pop up, and he's like, "Whoa!"
No, he was clicking around, Seth. That's the problem.
Oh, he was looking at all the
You think
different
he
kinds
was
of every.
he was playing Angry Birds or something?
I don't know what he was doing. He thought it was like a phone app. He was clicking on all these different flavors, and I'm like, dude, you know what you want already. Like, either step back and let me go, or just step back and let me go, so then you can come back. There was no one else in line, and the restaurant was very empty. Like, I just stopped there to get some French fries for my kids. We're gonna have some water, French fries, kind of hang out. It was like a restaurant, whatever. I'm like, dude, there's no one in this restaurant. You can take all the time you need. Just let me go get the water.
Did he
that
know
I'm
you
going-
were behind him?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Do you know this guy?
No, I think that's rude. I think that's rude. If you're holding up the line for 3 minutes because you don't know how to
it's
operate a
almost
machine.
as bad as like standing in line and then like they're like, "What do you want to order?" and they're like, "Don't know yet."
Yeah,
And they're like just sitting there,
Yeah.
kind of like, "Oh, let me ask
Yeah.
about this."
How do you
something."
know he knew you were behind him?
he looked at me like this. He did this. He did the
Maybe
like one of
You should-
those.
Why didn't you just be like, "Hey, do you need help, sir"?
That's also not my responsibility.
Would it-
I'm not going to force
Would it kill you,
my,
Phil, to help a guy out for once in your life?
I'm not going to force my I'm not going to just be like, "Hey, dude, get a Coke," and then move on. But I'm just saying you
Then
don't
stop complaining.
You don't sit there and select buttons. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Then why didn't you say, "Hey, you know what you want? I do. Can I go?"
Because I'm a polite person, I would rather sit there frustrated rather than ruin someone else's day.
Part of the thing is like,
Sounds like a recipe for life happiness right there.
all right. I think that.
Hey, can I do I need to redeem myself? You guys didn't like
you were,
my
you were,
idea.
su- I mean, you were super awkward. I'll be
it
honest
was
too.
terrible.
It was very, very awkward.
It was
I'll be
awkward
honest
for
with
you.
No. It was very awkward.
I think people like turned it off after they heard
Yeah,
that. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what am
yeah,
I
yeah.
listening to?
I have a second
Kind of
one.
fantasy
Like,
pod.
I have a
Yeah.
better one for that, Phil.
I thought it was funny.
Hey,
It was very awkward. I hope you feel awkward about it.
I don't actually, but second one.
You were blushing.
Bonus diva.
Oh, I can't say what I was.
People who say they're going to Venmo you, like you're at a restaurant.
Oh, this is a good one.
You're at a restaurant and you're like, "Hey, I'll just pay on a credit card. You want to Venmo me?" People, and they're like, "Yeah," and then people who don't Venmo you.
No, or people who are like, "Oh, I ordered a meal that was $5.99," and they send you $5.99. It's like, my guy, I have to tip these.
Yeah,
these
there's
people
that. But
too.
like, The whole thing with like Venmoing people back that you owe them for dinner, and it's like,
Did you
they
request
either
them?
don't,
That's what it was my fault.
or like they take like a month, right? And it's just like
Yeah.
you have to text them, hey, did you? And it's like, dude, just send the money right there and then. It's not that big
Trent
of a
had
deal.
to do that to me because I just kept forgetting to send him Venmo
True.
or something.
Me and Phil are under the family plan for YouTube TV.
Yeah, we just outed ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know if you should have done that, but
No, there's an option. You can
okay.
add
Yeah.
people to your family
Add friends,
plan.
Yeah. And then so Trent
So
was
we
like,
split
hey,
it.
man, like, you know.
It's like, hey, do you want to still do YouTube TV? He's like, yes, I love it. And I'm like, okay, well, you haven't paid me for 3 months. He's like, oh, man, he should have said something. Pretty sure
I paid him immediately, though.
Yeah, he did.
I paid him immediately.
Yeah.
'cause
3 months is a long time.
I was just like, man, my bank account is like a little bit more padded the last couple
Feels
of
like,
months.
wow, this $200 extra is awesome.
fun fact: Phil's landlord also sent the same text.
You haven't paid in a year, Phil.
You still want to live there? You like the house? Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I love the place. But you need to pay your rent.
Well, I'm collecting your security deposit. Anyways, all right. Well, hey, guys, I think that does it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. We will see. We got a nice little draft coming up on Wednesday on YouTube, Seth. You can follow us on YouTube at tffdudes. I know we talked a lot about YouTube. We didn't mention our call out there. Follow us on Twitter and YouTube at tffdudes. We have a first round NFL bus draft, so you want to check that out. And we will see you on Wednesday, guys. I can't wait to recap the draft. Join us on Twitter Spaces at tffdudes. And as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.